Something traumatic happens to girls in early adolescence. Just as planes and ships disappear mysteriously into the Bermuda Triangle, so do the selves of girls go down in droves. They crash and burn in a social development Bermuda Triangle. In early adolescence, studies show that girls' IQ scores drop and their math and science scores plummet. They lose their resiliency and optimism and become less curious and inclined to take risks. They lose their assertive, energetic, and tomboyish personalities and become more deferential, self-critical, and depressed. They report great unhappiness with their own bodies. Psychology documents but does not explain the crashes. The girls who rushed to drink in experiences an enormous gulp sit quietly in the corner. Writers such as Sylvia Plath, Margaret Atwood, and Olive Schreiner have described the wreckage. Diderot, in writing to his young friend Sophie Voland, described his observations harshly. "You all die at 15. Fairy tales capture the essence of this phenomenon. Young women eat poison apples or prick their fingers with poison needles and fall asleep for 100 years. They wander away from home, encounter great dangers, and are rescued by princes and are transformed into passive, docile creatures." The story of Ophelia, from Shakespeare's Hamlet, shows the destructive forces that affect young women. As a girl, Ophelia is happy and free, but with her adolescence she loses herself. When she falls in love with Hamlet, she lives only for his approval. She has no inner direction. Rather, she struggles to meet the demands of Hamlet and her father. Her value is determined utterly by their approval. Ophelia is torn apart by her efforts to please. When Hamlet spurns her because she is an obedient daughter, she goes mad with grief. Dressed in elegant clothes that weigh her down, she drowns in a stream filled with flowers. Girls know they are losing themselves. One girl said, "Everything good in me died in junior high. Wholeness is shattered by the chaos of adolescence." Girls become fragmented. Their selves split into mysterious contradictions. They are sensitive and tender-hearted, mean and competitive, superficial and idealistic. They are confident in the morning and overwhelmed by anxiety by nightfall. They rush through their days with wild energy and then collapse into lethargy. They try on new roles every week. This week the good student, next week the delinquent, and next the artist. And they expect their families to keep up with these changes. My clients in early adolescence are elusive and slow to trust. They are easily offended by a glance, a clearing of the throat, a silence, a lack of sufficient enthusiasm, or a sentence that doesn't meet their immediate needs. Their voices have gone underground. Their speech is more tentative and less articulate. Their moods swing widely. One week they love their world and their family. The next day they are critical of everyone. Much of their behavior is unreadable. Their problems are complicated and metaphorical. Eating disorders, school phobias, and self-inflicted injuries. I need to ask again and again in a dozen different ways. What are you trying to tell me?